Okay, welcome everyone. It is May the 6th, and we are excited to be here for our May booking blitz. And we're gonna have this kind of be a little bit regular thing, I think, to have it a little bit later so that we can all just kind of pump each other up, get excited. I did just post some words to say in the organization, like the posts, and it had a little gif about being prepared and stuff like that. Of course, my dog needs out.
And I did too.
And Diana did too. So on those posts, you're gonna have some words to say. So don't go there now because we want to chat. So let's chat. Who are you reaching out to? Did you guys all make a list? I didn't write mine down, but I got my my past tracking sheets, and I made marks on who I was going to call. Did anybody, who has their list?
I have a couple parties that I'm reaching out to the people that are in the party.
You're in the parties. Perfect. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to recommend doing, I know this is kind of a little bit short notice, but I'm going to recommend, and I'm going to plan on doing this too. Like once I get my messages sent out, before I stop working tonight, I am going to write those names down. Okay. Important to do that, because if we just keep them in the party, or even just on my tracking sheet, I don't want to have to keep up with like, a bajillion tracking sheets. I want them all in one place. So I want to really encourage you guys to do that. Okay, so who else? Past party rock stars, and Heidi just started end of January. So it's not like she has hosts from last year. Who else? Who else are we reaching out to?
I reached out to all my phone contacts from my old business.
Okay, so that's who you're going to reach out to tonight?
Yep.
Perfect. I love that.
Yep,
so contact. Good, good. And she already has a list?
Yep.
Anybody have a list of people who wanted stones back in the fall, or who wanted air fryers in February and March and April? Or who wanted the rapid prep mandolin after like the second week it was out? Yeah. Anybody have those people on your list? Okay. All right. So here's how tonight is going to go. And we're going to talk a minute. I want you guys to get ready. Everybody's still muted. Okay. Except for Jan. Thanks, Jan. Diana. You guys need to participate here. This is like a brainstorming session. But what I want to say is, as we get done here with our little pep rally, right, and getting ready to go, we're just going to mute then all of us, and we're all going to sit here and reach out. I know some people have things they have to do, maybe can't say this whole time. I'm going to put Jan on the spot, but really saying kudos to Jan. I've done these before where we just have like a little Zoom room and like 3 or 4 of us are on there, and it's not training or anything. It's just kind of like, those of you that work full time, you got coworkers, right, that you see at the office. The hardest thing about our business, y'all, is showing up for work, because nobody knows if you do it or not. So the thing I like about like even the Zoom rooms or something like this is we don't feel like we're just sitting here by ourselves. And one of the things on the early ones that we did, it was Jan and myself and one other gal. And what did you say, Jan? Do you remember what you said to me that night? You said, I wasn't on this call,
I wouldn't be doing this. It makes you accountable.
Yeah, she said, I would not have sent out this many messages. And the other thing she said too, she said, I can't believe how many I got sent off in just this short amount of time. So I want to just share that with you guys, because here's the thing. I know a lot of y'all work full time. I mean, it's been a long time since I worked full time and did Pampered Chef. I mean, we had dial-up internet and I had to make phone calls. We didn't have free texting and all that. A lot of people didn't even have emails at the time, right? So I get it. But here's the thing that you have to think about when you're an entrepreneur, when you have your own business. And it's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy, but you have to be the worker that your boss would continue to employ. Okay. And that's, it makes sense. I'm seeing some laughs, but that really is, because sometimes it's like, I get things done. Sometimes it's the last minute. Sometimes I'm up late at night. And so give yourself the gift of, I'm going to be the best employee for myself. I'm going to be a better employee for myself than I am that guy at the corporate world where I'm working for somebody else's dream, right? So let's work for our dreams, right? Let's work for what you want in this business. Does that make sense? You guys feeling me here? Okay. Because I really feel like that is sometimes the missing link. People are exhausted. You get tired. You've had a bad day. I'm going to use Diana as an example. One of the things when I was talking to her about starting this business, she's like, Christy, I'm so tired when I get home from work. I don't want to go do a cooking show, because she has had cooking show consultant experience too, very successfully. We can all do it virtually. The thing about Diana, and some of you may know this, she's never treated this business as a hobby. She's always treated it as a job. Okay. She's not my employee. She's her own employee. And she's always shown up for work. And it was kind of a nice thing too. And I'm going to encourage you guys, find a buddy in the business. I mean, I can be your buddy. Find somebody that, even if you're not doing a Zoom, you can say, hey, Karen, I'm going to be making call or reach outs from 7 to 8. Okay. Kristen's going to say, okay, I will too. And then at the end of that time, message each other and let you know, kind of almost like a check-in. It doesn't have to be this formal. It could even be something like, hey, I'm going to do that this weekend. This weekend, I'm reaching out to this many people, and then check in with your buddy. Maybe there could be a group of you. Just trying to throw out ideas, because the most successful people in this business do those things that are easy to do, but are also easy not to do. Because life happens, things get in the way, the school calls, your son's knee went out as he was running and he can't drive home, you have to go pick him up. That happened to me this week, you know, that son that's graduating, that, you know, there's all those things. There's things that happen. And so I may have to shift. So Monday I shifted some of those things I had to do that I didn't get to do that early evening. I did it later in the evening. What are your thoughts on that little TED Talk, that little soapbox thing? What are your thoughts? No thoughts? Nothing? Really? Do you agree? Do you like think I'm nuts? Okay.
Totally agree.
Good. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do for just a second. I'm not going to read all of these things to you, but I just want to highlight in the post. If you go to the organization group, okay, there's going to be some words that are kind of geared toward those people on your list that have mentioned the air fryer or commented on an air fryer post. If you've gone back to your old parties on those power tool posts, anybody who marked air fryer or grill a griddle or even stoneware posts, this is the blurb for them. It's basically just talking about, oh my gosh, the air fryer's back, or the mandolin, the rapid prep mandolin's available at host, and you're kind of talking about that. You're talking about, hey, with summer quick approaching, it just kind of gets them in the mood. Okay. Then there's also some generic words, some words like for if you're a brand new consultant and you're working through your Frank's list, or you're just reaching out to maybe some new people that you've not reached out to before. Again, it's like, hey, with summer around the corner, are you ready? I'd love to help you with get a few new fun tools to make your meal prep quicker and easier, and get those lazy days of summer off with your friends and family. You know, that it's a fun little kind of more of a generic, not specific to a tool or a person. In either case, when somebody books a party, there's another little blurb in those comments, and it says after they book a party, you're going to say to them, you're going to message them, hey, this may be totally out of the blue, but I've got this crazy idea for you. The Ultimate Starter Kit is also available this month, and it includes the air fryer. The kit is only $269, which is $10 less than the cost of the air fryer itself. So for less than the cost of an air fryer, you could get the air fryer plus $900 in additional products and a new business. What do you think about signing up and making this party your kickoff party, and you get all the free products and the commission? Now, before you say, but wait, I need the commission. I get that. I get that. It's kind of one of those things where this is a way you could bless other people. You may be surprised and they say, sure, let's do it. Most of the time they're going to be like, oh no, they're going to have a little hesitancy. And tonight we do have our opportunity group still. Remember, used to every Thursday we would run an event, and we haven't done that in a while because we did the bingo. We've done some other things. Well, it's going to run tonight with some updated information. So if they hesitate about like, they're not really sure, you can say, hey, no worries. I can invite you to this group. And you can just, our team is going to be sharing some more information. You can ask questions, get some more information, and I'll be setting up the party. We'll just go on. We'll get you some free products as the host. Any questions about that?
You guys, the words that she's talking about are all in what we shared with you guys. And mine, I went ahead and marked, it's in our org group. I marked it an announcement and pinned it to the top. So you should be able to easily find it. And the words are in the comments. I just put in there like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I should pin mine to the top too. So if you're on your phone finding it, you're going to have to click on announcements to find those pinned posts. The other thing I want to mention, and if I didn't mention it already, if you get a no about a booking, so we're going to all be working here together. Okay, we're going to be on mute and we're just sending messages. It's not like we're going to be on phone calls. So don't be afraid to unmute. And here's what I want you to do. I want you, first of all, to spend at least the first 20 minutes just sending messages. If you see in your peripheral vision that somebody's responding, don't even look right then. Okay? Don't even look. 20 minutes, boom, boom, boom. Let's just see how many messages we can send out in 20 minutes. Then maybe you take a little breather and you kind of check in messages, right? If you get a no about booking, before you respond, unmute and say, hey, I got a no. And then, you know, not everybody has to come on. I mean, some of you can kind of turn your volume down or whatever if you want to keep going, but we can kind of help you with how to possibly turn that no into a yes. With just asking clarifying questions. You know, if it's a mother of a senior in high school, they might be like, I cannot think of anything until May 15th or 16th or whatever, or if it's somebody that's getting, you know, has an elementary school, they have all these different things going on in the evenings, you know, so maybe it's just, they can't do anything right now, but you can have a response that maybe opens up the door. You may have a June or July booking. And while you have this conversation going, it's so important to go ahead and offer those things, right? Does it make sense? So don't be afraid to unmute and ask when you have, or if you're like, oh, I'm not sure how to do this. And here's the thing too, if you get a no, and Diana and I will do the same thing. If we get a no, we might say, hey, here's what I'm going to respond, because I feel like all of us can learn from each other. And we can all learn from even what a host might say that you're like, oh, I've never heard that one before. Oh, I hear that one a lot. Here's what we say. Does that make sense? Are you guys feeling empowered? Are you feeling like I got this?
I have a question.
Yes.
All right, when you're saying messaging and reaching out, this is via text, via messenger, which
However you want. I will probably be starting tonight with Facebook Messenger just because I'm working from my party sheets. However, you know, yeah, I mean, but I might switch to texting too if I'm going, if I switch over to where I'm, obviously some of the people on the party sheets have ordered, so I would have their phone number, but they just aren't going to be on the sheet.
Okay.
So it depends on what you want to do.
Anybody that you have their phone number, text them, because
Text them
people
instead.
are way more likely to see their texts than they are messages.
True.
So if you have a phone number for them, if they're a past customer, a friend, or somebody that you have their phone number, I recommend texting.
Yep. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. Any other questions before we get started? The last thing I want to mention, and if you have a question, I'm going to let you definitely answer that, but we're going to have some prizes. So as you are sending out messages, you need to track how many messages you're sending. If you want to just get a blank piece of paper and just make a tick mark for every message you send, that's fine. But remember, you're also going to be writing down on your list or using your list, because you're going to want that list at the end to be able to follow up. The fruit is in the follow-up. I can tell you after 27 years, that's true from the cooking show days all the way to today. But we're going to be doing some little prizes for the most messages sent out, most bookings, most people you got interested in the business. So don't forget to ask that if it's a potential that maybe you've talked to, or if you're working a party, Heidi, and somebody's really, you know, they're number 4, 3 or 4, and they've, you know, They want that grill griddle, or they want that one of those things that's in a power tool kit, you know? So interested in the business and invited to the opportunity event. If you're not in an opportunity event, message myself or Diana, whoever your upline exec is, to make sure you're in that group where you can invite potentials to. Okay. Any other questions? Because we're at 7 o'clock. So Diana, anything else we need to make sure we?
I don't think so. How long are we going to do messages before we come back?
I'm thinking, I'm saying an hour. Like I have an hour. But here's the thing. Let's say like 7:50. Let's say 50 minutes, because then we'll have about 10 minutes that we can kind of chat, share kind of our results and see where we're going there. Diana and I'll be able to see who you've invited to the opportunity event, because we'll have to approve them. But if we stop at 10 till, then we'll be able to chat. And here's the thing, if y'all are home and kind of in a rhythm, nothing says you have to stop, you know, after we're done here. I'm going to hop over to the opportunity event to kind of answer any questions in case we have any there, and we'll get people approved there. But yeah.
Power hour.
This could be it. Let's book lots of shows. Okay. Lots of parties. All right. I'm going to stop the recording, and then hopefully we can start it back up again at the end, but don't go anywhere. Just mute.